have a meeting right after this, so respect the time. It looks like everyone is here. So thank you for coming to the special meeting for 30/30/21. I'll call the roll. Anderson Burgos.
Here.
Bartley.
Here.
Graney.
Here.
Hernandez. She was here. Here. Councilor Hernandez.
Yeah.
Councilor Leahy.
Did you say 30/30? Yes, I'm here.
3/30.
I'm here.
All right.
Mr. President.
Thank you. Councilor Martinez. Councilor Lisi. Okay, Councilor Lisi.
Here.
Councilor McGee here. Councilor McGivern.
Here.
Councilor Murphy.
Here.
Councilor Sullivan.
Here.
Councilor Tallman.
Here.
And Councilor Bacon.
Here.
With that, we do have Representative Duffy and Crystal here. As we know, we filed for the special legislation and we sent it on up, and there were a few recommendations for language change. So make a motion to
take off the table and adopt.
Second.
motion to take up to adopt under discussion. I'd like to have Crystal and Representative Duffy suspend the rules to allow them to speak. If one, Crystal to give us the update, and then two, if there's any questions.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Crystal, how are you?
I'm good. How are all of you?
Doing well, thanks. You want to give us just an update of where they made the language changes?
Sure.
And then we'll go from there.
Yep. So you all should have received a red line as well as just a clean copy of this. So just want to point out, and I think it's important to note, nothing has changed as far as what our plans are. The only thing that's changed is the language. So in speaking with Rep. Duffy, we just sort of came to terms of what the state was looking for as far as language went versus sort of the feeling of what we were trying to do. And so they just sort of finessed it. So you'll see in the red line that they've changed some of the language as far as their concern was that if we had an acting mayor sitting in the vacancy of mayor, then technically did we really have a vacancy? So they changed some of that language to make it more specific. They still kept it so that the person who is sitting as acting, whether it's Councilor McGee currently or the future city council member, they will still be able to act in both roles. This has not gone for vote yet, but this is what we're hoping will get passed. And then we've also got the language as far as the person is going to start in November. We just made that language stronger so that it was very clear that they were serving not only from November to January, but then also for their term that started in January. And then they added in the language at the end of the fact that there's going to be 10 days to try and get somebody appointed from the general city council. So you'll see that last paragraph D, it says, notwithstanding any general or special law to the contrary, upon a vacancy in office of mayor of Holyoke, the city council shall elect one of its members as mayor pursuant to subsection A, which is you see above that if there's a vacancy, within 10 days of said vacancy occurring or with 10 days of the effective date of this act. So you will have to perform quickly to try and get somebody to sit once this is passed. But I'm in direct contact with the state. We'll know when this goes through immediately and we can sort of get a new meeting up and running.
So I can call a special meeting. I can call a special meeting for that. Once approved, I just call a special meeting. Within 48 hours, we'll appoint.
Right. So I think that's the only thing that has changed is that they did specify a time period, but everything else speaks to the exact nature of what everyone was trying to do. It's just stronger language. So if you have questions, I'm happy to field those. I know Rep. Duffy's here for questions.
Any?
Todd?
Hold on, let me just pull up participants. It's not working, but Councilor Leahy first. I'm not sure why this button's not
First
working.
of all, Crystal, I just want to say that I received your letter and I wish I could vote against it because I think the world of you, and I wish the best for you in your future, and I hope that we still stay in contact because I think you did such great jobs for this. Great job for the city of Holyoke.
Well, thank you.
Just my little editorial. But sorry.
No, go ahead. I thought you stopped, Jimmy. Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
So kind of to finish up what you're saying. So we vote on this tonight. Rep Duffy will take our yes vote, hypothetically, bring it down to Boston, sometime tomorrow or this week. Then
Tomorrow.
the whole tomorrow. Okay, then they'll vote on it. What's their turnaround time on voting on it?
Well, so I spoke with Rep Duffy and she's here. She said she would take it up tomorrow, and then it's up to the House as how fast they can, push it out. But Representative Duffy, I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Well,
Yeah, Jimmy. Jim,
I was just wondering, does that have to go through the Senate too? Is it just the House,
Yeah.
or is it the Senate as well?
it does have to go through the Senate as well, but the scrutiny was given by House Counsel already, and obviously Senator Vilas, I've kept him in the loop. He's kept the folks in the Senate in the loop, and the Senate Counsel they'll agree to what House Counsel is comfortable with. So everybody knows this is coming. The legislature and the governor's office want to do what you all want to do. Number one, you want to do it, but number two, it's a sensible course of action. So there's not any controversy here, and I really, I think that we can push it through pretty quickly. I don't want to promise a date, but I'm physically bringing the piece of paper to Boston tomorrow. There's an informal session on Thursday where I think we can clear out some of those, bureaucratic, like what committee it gets assigned to, people want to move this through for us. So
okay.
I'm not worried.
Great. Okay. Well, that takes care of my questions. Thank you.
Like Councilor McGivern.
Thank you, Mr. President. First of all, I just want to echo the sentiments of Councilor Leahy and Crystal. I know personally I'm going to miss not just your hard work, but your empathy and your way of doing business was incredible throughout your tenure. And I think we still got you for another month, so don't go too far. But thank you for staying on top of this issue, because I'm very proud of the City Council that they worked hard on this and did so over a course of 2 days. And now we have you staying on top of it. But I also want to extend a thank you, my own personal thank you, to our new rep, Pat Duffy, because Dad, I heard you got a lot of rubber wear and tear on your car after we took our first vote. And I think now this is our second vote, and we appreciate your efforts in keeping us up to date. This is exactly what we voted for, language change, which I guess is understandable. When you turn it over to the lawyers, Mr. President, that's what happens. They always like to tweak the language, and each lawyer has their own way of tweaking it. But this is, I believe, the right course to handle the next 10 months. It's unfortunate that we have to fill in for 10 months, but it's good to know that at least a couple of city councilors have stepped forward that are willing to do the service and until the November election. But again, thank you all for working very, very hard on behalf of the city.
Councilor Lisi.
Thank you. Yes, I do want to thank Crystal and Rep Duffy, and by extension, I'm sure Senator Vilas, for helping to move this quickly through the General Council. I do have, concerns about the attenuated timeline that we're working with. And so while I'm sure we can't, project a date, it is very reassuring to hear that the legislature and the governor are sort of like in our court and on our side moving this forward. But do we have a sense of perhaps what a stopgap date would be when we might have to start thinking about conducting a special election? Because as far as I understand, it has to occur within 60 days of the mayor vacating the seat. And so I just have concerns that it is a very short timeline for the State House to do what it needs to do and go through all the committees. So just, again, very, very happy and reassured to hear that the state is on our side. But I'm just curious about, what if, what if things don't move as quickly as we want them to? What what is like the date that would trigger something else to happen?
You know, I can't answer that question right now, but I can tell you that Secretary of the Commonwealth, Galvin, is watching and supporting this too, because he doesn't want, you know, we don't want a special election, and he doesn't want one to happen either. I mean, within 60 days, that I can say with assurance that we're not going to come up against that. It's not going to take that long, but it's a good question, you know, something we all have to be watching, but I'm not worried about brushing up against that deadline. Yeah.
Thank you. That is really helpful to hear. And I do hope that, you know, with the support of all the sort of outside actors, it will move along very quickly. And then again, the precedent is there with Boston special act. So hoping we just, you know, can demonstrate that we've, you know, dotted the I's and crossed the T's and can get this moving. Thank you.
Counselor Tolman.
Thank you, Mr. President. Crystal, I wish you all the best. It's going to be sad to see you go. I really am proud of the dedication you gave to the city of Holyoke over the last several years. And Pat Duffy, thanks for taking the effort to move this forward. And I am glad the state has taken this under consideration of what the citizens and what the council of Holyoke wants, you know, for giving an election, special election in June, which would cost upwards of $100,000. And, you know, to get this language changed down there to the state in a quick manner. And so we can start moving the city forward with a new person in room one. I'm really glad that this is happening. I think we need that determination that Holyoke is moving forward. And I'd like to thank our president for stepping into the job, the role he's doing, and getting things ready for the next person in line. So thank you very much.
Anyone else? I'm just going through the participants, or you raise your hand. No? Okay. So those are the amendments. If there's no questions to it, I'll just make one comment as to what happened yesterday. As I told everyone, when I take over, I want to hand it off to, who's on? Can we mute that, Jeffrey? Yep. That we'd take it light and move it on to someone who can do it full time. I didn't mean to go into dark for a couple hours yesterday. Misinterpretation of what I wanted. So I'm just want to be clear on that. But in all seriousness, if there are no other questions, we can motion to be receive and adopt with the amended language as provided.
So moved.
Second.
So we do a roll call just so we have it. All right. So
Yeah, we have to roll call.
Yeah, we have to do a roll call. So with that, I'll go in alphabetical order. If you vote yes, you're voting for the amendments as Crystal has given. Anderson Burgos.
Yes.
Bartley.
No.
Graney.
Yes.
Hernandez.
Yes.
Leahy.
Yes.
Laverne Martinez is not here. Lisi.
Yes.
McGee, yes. McGivern.
Yes.
Murphy.
Yes.
Sullivan.
Yes.
Tallman.
Yes.
Bacon. Did we lose Counselor Bacon?
She's on mute.
Counselor Bacon?
Yes.
Okay. With that, that's 11-1. That's approved. We'll send that off to Representative Duff tomorrow morning. Thank you, everyone, for showing up tonight. Make a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second. So moved.
All those in
Second.
favor? All
Aye.
just for clarity, if you're coming to public safety, stay here. We'll take they start at 6:30.
How about
Counselor Murphy?
How about 6:35?
All right, so 6:35, so about 11 minutes from now, we'll take a break for 11 minutes. We'll come back to public safety and we'll start up public safety. I want to thank everyone for being here on short notice. I told you it happened fast, and I appreciate your time and effort in this. It means a lot, and we'll get things going. And we'll
Good to
keep
be
you
with
updated.
you all.
Great.
Thank you, Representative.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, have a good one.